being all testy for?
Welcome back once again. We've got Hunt Brothers Pizza.
We do, man.
We're keeping it so Jeffco right now, baby.
There ain't nothing wrong with some Hunts Brothers.
No,
you know
it's actually very good. And you know what? You might not know this, but you can order one fresh in the gas station. And
True story.
it's not the same, man. You know when you go and you get one of those pizzas that's kind of all dried up?
Yeah.
Little dried up sausages
You
on
can,
it.
bounce something off the cheese.
It's not the same.
$7 for a hunk. Nope.
Yeah.
You can call and get your own medium total hunk. $12. All
Yeah.
the toppings you want. Fresh as could be. And it's at the Phillips next to the Crackhead BP in House Springs is where this one came from.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
Both very fine institutions, by the way. I don't want to disparage them.
No, they
I
are-
love them both very much.
And while I was there, I was able to break even on a gas station gambling machine.
I know. And that's, you know, you make money a lot on those, and that's unusual.
I do, especially up at Shenanigans.
Yeah. My grandma always had really good luck with gambling, and you know, I'm in the mindset, like, when I go and I gamble, I go in knowing whatever I have that I'm going to gamble away, I just consider it that it's gone already.
Yeah.
And then when I win, I'm really happy, right? But if I lose it, that way I'm not like,
Here's the
man.
No, I get it. Here's the question I have, though. So I'm of the same mindset at times, but it's never like when you're up, you've already decided in your mind, well, I can afford to lose this. And so it's really hard to be like, I'm going to take my, because, you know, you 15, 20, 30 bucks, you're like, well, it's not going to change my life. I'm not having a good time. You know what will change my life? I'm betting it all on, and then you lose it all.
Yeah. Well,
But,
you know,
I don't know. I mean, that just
those
makes-
machines are popping up everywhere,
They're
and
everywhere.
I don't think it's a good thing. All right, gambling is an actual addiction, and this is what I've noticed about those machines that is really kind of unsettling. Because I have a kid, and you listen to these kid shows, they use the same sounds in those shows that they use on those machines when you win. I think that they're setting off some kind of reward center in your brain, just like when someone likes something on Facebook or anything like that. They're setting off like a reward center in your brain that's triggering something that furthers that addiction. And it's like when a kid does something good and they feel good about it. Right. Same with that show. Like what they do, they're like, good job. You know, they use those sounds.
There's no doubt the sounds are a big part of it. It really is. It is so like because and it'll make you think. The other thing is any good slot machine makes you think your life has completely changed over 75 cents. It does. And it'll start lighting up like people come out dancing and doing cartwheels out of the machine and everything. They're like, you got 85 cents, player. You're going 85 cents, people.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
My grandmother did not come out with 85 cents. This woman won thousands of dollars.
So why are you damning the whole prospect then?
Well, because she was lucky, and it's just luck. No, it's just luck. It really is. It's all luck. I mean, it's not like she had skill
I had skill.
at slot machines. That's what she liked to play the most is the slot machines. She just had luck, and she sat there for a long time. You know, and you've seen it in the casinos. The old lady... Yeah. Cigarette butt, huge ash on it.
Yeah,
hasn't moved a millimeter. That ash hasn't even fallen off. Sometimes you just gotta make sure they're alive. I wonder if they just go buy them with a spoon and stick it under their nose.
Once in a while,
yeah, she's there. She's alive.
Around the old girl.
Yeah. Hey,
Margaret,
wake up.
You know, another thing, and we'll move on. That's interesting about slot machines. I forgot I put this in some weird context last night talking to Robin. It made sense then. But it's true that the least sounding or the least harmful sounding machines can get you in trouble. For instance, penny slots. It's a big deal. It's pennies. Well, it's not pennies because it's 1 penny times 55 lines, betting 5. Where if it's a quarter, you know what I mean? Like you can get out of hand on a penny machine, but it sounds very harmless.
Right, pennies.
Like it's a penny. It's like, no, it's actually dollars. It's just many hundreds of pennies you just bet. So, you know.
I've had good luck in the casino, but I haven't let that make me go out of control. You know what I mean? Like
I get you.
I've had great luck. Before. I'm not always. I mean, I'm not my grandma. I haven't had that good of luck.
Yeah.
But I have.
I know where we both live. Neither one of us have had that good of luck.
Okay, fair enough. But
Oh, God.
just sometimes you do get lucky. I've been on boats. My last dollar, and I pulled this, and it went off, and it's almost like they were watching me. They're like, "Hey, yeah, let's throw this guy a bone." I don't know how it works, but I pull it, boom, goes off.
Whoa. You pulled it? You actually pulled the slot? Because I don't pull the handle. I always just go ding.
Oh, I
ding.
pull it. It's part of the experience. They have it there. You don't use it?
No, I don't usually.
I like pulling it. I pulled the slot, and it whatever, man. It's a slot.
No, I get you. The old school experience of yanking the.
Yeah. Well, I won. I've won before, and it was like, it wasn't nothing. It was like $1,200. Walked off that boat.
You know how bad, and that's fantastic. I don't want to.
I walked up with 200. I left with 1,200 that night, but I was prepared to lose it all right down to that last dollar because they were feeding me free drinks. And shit.
At what point, though? See, that's where my problem is like, at what point did you go, that's enough? Because
when I ran out of money.
It's almost like, yeah, but no, like you took your winnings and left. And my whole thing would be, yeah, but I know that's all gravy. So let's see if I can turn 12 into 24 into 36.
No.
And then you end up with nothing. That's where I come from. I'm going
to take the money and run type of guy.
That's what I need to know. At what point do you take the money and run?
Do you
have like a percentage?
When you're at the end of the night, and you pull $1,200 out of you come in with 200, ready to lose $200, and you get that $1,200. It's the other night. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I just won $1,200. My rent's paid. I'm good.
Okay.
This was I was younger. I was a younger man.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, when the hell was rent $1,200, bro?
No, rent was like I was a younger person, and rent was $600. But I mean, the rent was paid.
I digress. But Robin and I had an apartment off Rock Creek. Let's see. Was it East Rock Creek? Real close to 21, and it was in the basement. It was probably 600 square feet, and it was like $295 a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
$295.
Yeah, I think that is the cheapest. It was like I know it was like $295 a month.
My first apartment,
because my Cavalier Z24 payment was more than that, so I remember.
My first apartment was 500 square feet. It was a studio. There was a bathroom, just a main room and a closet.
You done with this?
Yeah,
I'm good.
It was about $500 a month. I want to say it was $550 a month.
I'm gonna touch every bit of what's left though.
Yeah, just to make sure I don't mess with it.
No, just that's my baby. No, here, Kevin, have some. No. That's so gross. Go ahead, I'm listening.
But I have a lot of really great memories from when they say that the struggles are what you remember. That's really. You look back at it and you're like, those were the good times.
For sure.
Having the struggle.
You know how proud I was?
I would go
my basement apartment at the time. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I had my own place. I was proud of it, and it was
jalapenos.
It was about it was on 17th Street in Fort Lauderdale, less than 2 miles from the beach. So
you lived in Chicago too, didn't you?
Did live in Chicago.
Didn't you get gun charges in there?
Yeah.
I thought I'd ask since we were filming.
I
remember though you did. You had some gun charges.
Yeah, you move.
Weren't you gangbanging or something?
No, nothing like that.
Of course not.
I had my guns that I brought back from Florida,
right?
And I wanted to do the right thing. I went to the police station to register my shotgun because I was told you can do that.
No.
And they gave me the forms and everything.
Nice of them.
They made sure to ask, oh, so you have that shotgun now? And I said, oh, yeah, I just need to get it registered.
You're going to finish that?
And I am.
Okay, good.
And they don't stick your finger in it.
Just checking.
And when I got back to my apartment, there they were.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Are you for real?
I am for real. That is so Chicago.
So hang on. Let me regroup for the people that just chimed in, all three of them. Yeah. When you say, so are you telling me you went to try to do the right thing and you told on yourself to the police department and then they said, oh, nice, and kind of patted you on the head, then they showed up at your home?
They got there before I got there.
Are you crapping me?
Oh,
I know.
That's what happened.
My dad might be listening. I'm being very PG. Are you crapping me?
That's what happened.
Dude, that's unreal. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So
you called your dad. He came and fixed it all.
No, I acted a fool in the police station,
I could even see
Made some jokes at people's expense.
Yeah, I could even see young babyface Kevin doing this.
I got beaten with a phone book that night, so I got to experience that.
I've had to act hard twice in county jail. I'll talk to you later about it.
Okay.
But you basically had to buck up, right? You had to be like, hey.
No, they put me in a cell with like this guy that was like half asleep, dude.
Right.
And they
brought us the place to be.
They brought us bologna sandwiches, and because I was making fun of these guys, I'm pretty sure they spit in it. So I was like, hey man,
who were you making fun of?
The cops, because
Yeah.
Because
you were making fun of the cops.
I was making fun of the cops.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah. So it used to be when I would go to
jail.
I
was a hit. I mean, I was a hit in the block.
I was a block hit, too.
Yeah.
The cops liked me, even a lot of people with much deeper understanding of the criminal world who seemed to like me as a fleeting, because, I was never, like, deep into jail. I was there for traffic. I was whatever. But in and out, even in Arnold back in the day. So I have been to jail in Arnold. Check this out. You been to Arnold lately?
I've been to Arnold, but not to the jail.
Well, I know, but it doesn't matter. Have you been to Arnold in the last 10 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, of course you have. So you're going down 141 right before it dead ends into Jeffco. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's Hobby Lobby across the way. There's
What'd you do?
Star Junks or whatever. Starbucks. I know I'm being
Starbucks.
Right. So anyway, all that crap's there, the Panda Express, whatever. So used to be, though, right there. So if I'm dead ending, I'm going down 141. It dead ends right now in the Jeffco. To the immediate left on that corner, before you go across Jeffco, was where the original police station was. And Cecil Whitaker's Pizza, which I delivered for. So I have been to jail in the same plaza that I delivered pizza out of a few times.
Were you working there at the time?
Yeah, not that night. Yeah, absolutely. So that's where the jail was. That's where the Arnold
Have you
jail
ever
was.
delivered pizzas
Before the new one?
to the jail?
No, but No, I haven't, just to answer that. But I do have a food-related...
You should have tried to make a deal with the guys. Say, hey, I work at Cecil Whitaker's. We can work something out.
So, funny story about the Cecil Whitakers. This is how it could tie into the police, if we got a second.
Yeah.
We got a second?
We have a second.
All right. So, let me regroup here for a second. So, pretty much we're the summer of 93, maybe going into 94. I'm out of I've graduated high school, which, by the way, my senior year required Dad and I driving lessons to the University of Missouri-Columbia to get extra credits because there was no freaking possible way I had enough ability. If I would have just, I screwed around so bad. By the time I got to my last semester, my senior year, there was no way to graduate unless I did a full class load and correspondence courses from the college. Wow. So we would actually drive results and go take tests and then come back from Missouri, and so I could get the credits. But I made it through and I graduated. So anyway, my graduating
You couldn't have just done another year?
Well, I'm sure that was an option, but it's a little goofy, man. It wasn't for me. It really wasn't for me. I really just needed to finish it up.
Yeah.
But that has served me pretty well because it's really when you ever have you have gut check moments. Mm-hmm. That was like one of my first gut check moments. That was like, well, you got it or you don't, man. This shit is not going to be easy, and you better. And parents helped me out anyway. We got through it. I graduated with honors. Okay, the honors part's but I got through. So anyway, where was I going with this?
I don't know, but you graduated. No.
You
went through
the
it.
Story.
Yeah.
So the summer. So I had worked at Cecil Whitaker's. Mom and Dad had just moved down to Arndale, right? So we were living up here my whole high school career, whatever. Now they have moved. I'm sort of in limbo a little bit at this point because I'm not really adjusted yet to moving back home, which is Arndale, Potosi. That's like the roots home, right?
Yeah.
Because my other home was mainly Jefferson County, Fox High School, what have you. So anyway, I'm kind of in the middle. I'm basically staying up here. I'm hanging with friends a lot of time, whatever. But I know I got a place to go home if I want to. I am helping Mom and Dad clear, and I'm getting to the point, property at that time where they have their home now. So a lot of times during the day, I'm going down there and we're cutting down wood. Mom and I actually had we joked about it the other day, the concrete pad for the shed. Anyway, all this is going on. So. But when I come back up here, I want to hang out. I want to go with friends. So I have two different sets of clothes. So I was shoving the old. Now this is how it ties in. Working for Cecil Whitaker's Pizza, also part-time, whatever. I had several of their delivery bags that I kept.
Oh, man, I wish you still had those. We keep our pizzas all warm.
Right. But, I mean, I had them, like, I probably didn't give them back. But this was while I was working there. So I had a couple extras with me. And I realized, you know what? My old 79 Trans Am, man, I might have some babes in here. Who knows? Whatever I got later going on. Right? Like, I'm going out to go hang out, party, drink some beer. I don't want dirty stuff laying around the car. So what I did is I started shoving all my old drawers, dirty, sweaty pants, everything else in them freaking pizza bags. When I'd come back up here to hang out, I'd take a shower, whatever, somewhere, put them in there. Get pulled over. A lady cop from Arnold.
Nice.
Going through the car.
She found your underpants?
Here's how.
Okay.
She's going through the car, right? And I'm like, you know what? Let's do this. You mind if I look through it? I'm like, no, not at all.
Get up in it.
There's nothing in here yet because it was like 5:45. We hadn't even gotten any beer or vodka yet. So I'm cool, right? Yeah, go ahead and go through it. So she's going through it, looking through it, opens in the trunk. What's in the pizza bag, boys? I ain't real sure. Well, obviously, taps on it. Obviously, boys, this ain't pizza. Puts the flashlight on the shoulder, opens it up. You know what? There wasn't a whole lot of problems after that.
Oh.
There wasn't a whole lot more problems after that. Stank came out of there, knocked old girl back a little bit. She's reaching in there with a flashlight, got a pair of my BVDs with some streaks on them on a flashlight, dude. And it's like, yeah, that's what's in the bag. Playa.
Damn.
Yeah, true story.
Is that how you ended up in jail?
Embellished a little. No, I didn't go to jail that night at all. They let me go, but maybe a little embellishment, but only for comedic effect. But I'm telling you that happened.
Okay.
So there's that.
Okay.
Yeah. So there we go.
Well.
Yeah.
So
I don't know where we go from here.
Well, I don't either. So I'm just gonna go in another direction,
please, because I have some cool stories about things in Jeffco I'm going to talk about.
Very cool. And we'll get to those, man. I do like talking about the old Jeffco stories because we need to explain to these kids today just how much we were able to get away with when we were younger versus them.
My goodness,
they think the things they're doing, like
different world.
Oh my God, the things that we did back then would put you in prison now.
Dude, you'd be a terrorist.
Yeah,
I mean, literally, like, oh, you're a terrorist. You mean to tell me you were underage drinking and shooting a potato gun out there? That's an implosive device. Like, oh, stop it. But that's the kind of crap you'd probably go to prison now for. You know, like shooting a potato gun.
And we can talk about this stuff now because we do have 7 years. I think it's what are the statute of limitations.
Oh yeah, and I'm not.
But I remember me and my friend Brian,
my friend and I,
threw a quarter stick of dynamite out of a school bus.
Oh God!
You know they call them blockbusters. And
of course they do.
And it landed right next to
bomb.
I swear it landed right next to a post office. Now, if anyone from New York remembers Walkabuck, New York, and that post office there next to the golf course.
Walkabuck?
Yeah, that was it was very wealthy to neighborhood, but that quarter stick of dynamite actually ended up rolling right next to a post office and went off. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you do that today.
Oh, dude.
You're going away for a long time. I look back on some of these things I did, and I'm like, God, you were an absolute nightmare of a child.
Right. Yeah. But it didn't seem like that. Because, like when you get pulled over, like I'd take mom and dad's van. They used to go clean carpets. It had the Rugrat. That was the name of their carpet cleaning business. Well, the Rugrat Incorporated. Big old rat on the side hanging on a steam cleaner. I didn't think twice about taking it out, stealing some beer from Walgreens and going and ordering bullshit through the Jack in the Box. What's going to happen? They're going to take the beer? And that's all that could have happened is the cops are like, oh, look, quit being a jackass. Give us the beer.
Right.
Go home.
They actually made me, I remember one time having to pour the beer out. They're like, they made me pour it out into a sewer.
Yeah, if they weren't going to take it, you'd pour it. Yeah, absolutely.
You weren't going to jail about it.
No, absolutely not. I mean, and even going further back than that, the generation before mom and dad's generation, I hear stories of them talking about how, they'd walk from, or dad would especially, from like Old Mines to Potosi, and along the way, the state patrol that worked through there, he'd pick your butt up. He'd take you to town and back. And if you were doing something wrong, and he'd say, you want Ralph to know about this? You know what I'm saying? Like that, which was Grandpa. That happened. They didn't make this up.
Things have changed, man.
Dude.
Things have changed.
And that's in a lifetime. Crazy.
And just lifestyles. I don't know if you've ever been strolling through the internet and seen an ad for virtual girlfriends. You could have a virtual girlfriend. Now this was a thing, and and I'm going to roll into this too. But open AI, artificial intelligence.
You were talking about that earlier. I just got scared and wanted to change.
They were using that for these virtual girlfriends, and people were really getting into it. I mean, these things.
What's
these
a
things
virtual girlfriend?
This is a.
I mean, what is a virtual
It's like
girlfriend?
so. It's got you've got an image, I suppose, on your screen of a girl, and she is not classically beautiful, like what do you call anime beautiful, and they
Sounds like my wife.
now and they use artificial intelligence to talk to people, and
She's
people
actually
were
smart.
falling in love with these artificial girlfriends. Now, OpenAI got wind of what they were doing and said,
That's
we're shutting you down. This is messed up. And these people freaked out, dude. Like, they literally, you took my girlfriend. People committed suicide over it.
Is this like how people though hook up online and they don't really know each other and then they find they're catfished or whatever?
Maybe it's a
almost
lot.
like
It's
AI
a lot like that.
catfishing with
And
artificial
that's
intelligence. It's crazy.
It's going into that
That's
now.
crazy, dude.
Now people are going to
That's-
be catfishing you. They're not even going to have to be
That's-
online.
that's
There's
nuts.
going to be a robot
Hey,
picking up.
dude.
Men are stupid when they're lonely, right? Like men do stupid things when they're lonely. Obviously,
fair.
right? We've all seen the episode on Dr. Phil of some guy that got
Right.
tricked by some African guy who had a
Yeah.
picture of a beautiful blonde girl.
Right. And all you had to do was send some gift cards and they would marry you for, like, I get it.
And some people have gotten taken for hundreds of thousands of dollars over these fake catfished whatever
Right.
girlfriends.
So AI.
So now AI allows you to actually go after people. They think they're talking to a human being. It's like fish.
So-
It's just the same thing as catfishing, except you don't even have to be there, and you just like collect. You reap your reward at the end of the day. How much money can this machine get from you?
I don't know, but I can't help but to wonder why aren't, just play along for a minute. Why aren't you looking into it to actually take advantage of it? Does it sound like something that's interesting to you that you want to get involved in?
Because I have a moral compass.
There you go. So I'm just wondering if like a lot of this
I don't like to take money from
No,
anyone. Period.
No, I'm saying like looking in like the virtual girlfriends and all. Here's my point. I'll quit playing around. I can't help it who's crazy. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to do that, and I don't think most sane people would fall into it. I just think that we have a level of crazy out there that is so susceptible to freaking the same people that believe you could be a man and a woman at the same time. Look, it is what it is. You cannot do that. Like, so it's not my fault that you're crazy, because people that aren't completely crazy, and here's the difference. When you're crazy, you don't know you're crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I know I got problems, and that's what keeps me sane, is knowing that if I was crazy, I wouldn't realize I had problems.
I am a high-priced Washington lobbyist
Ah!
peddling influence. Who wants candy?
Exactly. So anyway, there's that. But yeah, there's just no way you can play on the same field as everyone else and actually get, I think, personal opinion worth 2 cents, whatever. But if you're susceptible to being sucked into that sort of thing and not realizing that chick ain't real, whatever, I don't know there's any hope for you, man.
I mean, I think that there's a lot of people out
Jesus,
there
hey.
that don't have social skills or whatever, and they don't
But
have
that don't
the
mean-
ability to connect with anyone else, and they desperately want female companionship. If you're a guy, maybe
that's
you want
fair.
you want
Okay.
female companionship, and you've got someone. Now you know how like some people will believe things that are too good to be true because they really want it to be true.
That's,
And you and I would look at it from the exterior and say,
That's
dude,
nuts.
you're a fucking idiot.
that's what I'm getting at.
You know, but
because-
there's so many people, but say it's you.
But then so many of them are effing idiots. Then.
Right.
I can't help it.
True.
It's like,
I think we're
I
predisposed.
can't worry
though.
about it. That's what I'm saying. I can't worry about
We're
shit like that.
predisposed because we've already, I think, because I've been screwed so many times, knowing like, you're like, oh man, this is so cool. Even knowing, hey man, it's too good to be true, but I wanted it to be true, right? And I don't know what, I mean, it could be anything, right? It's not like I haven't been catfished, but it could be anything, right?
Absolutely.
Whether it's like, hey,
Of course,
I
we
want
wanna
this.
believe
I
the
want this
best or
luxury.
the-
I want to get this luxury car. I want to spend more than I can afford on this luxury car because I believe that it will make females like me. I believe that it will give me
Well, that's
an
more
air of
that-
success that will make me more successful in life.
All of that is more true than dialing into some freaking internet website and being like, "Hey, this artificial chick, bullshit, she's real."
It's more
And
true,
she
but it's
loves
not
me.
true.
No,
you know what I
it's-
mean? Like
But
people really.
That's more reasonable than
Right.
than going off the deep end and being like, "I got
Sure.
me some artificial intelligence."
At least you got
P-word.
something out of it, a car or.
I mean, so your
Whatever.
point being, none of it's more based in reality. That's true because it's just as untrue that your car is going to attract all kinds of.
I think
bad
it's
chicks.
all just fake crap. You know what I mean? I think people get caught up in this like fakeness.
And that's why, see, when you ground yourself in a few basic truths, like it's hard to say truths, but be serious for a minute. When you do that, and let's say for me, it's the King James version of the Bible, as to my understanding, because I tried to study it and understand it myself, so I get it. Everybody's got their own, hey, well, this says that. But here's the bottom line. Say that is one of them. The second one is the U.S. Constitution. And the third one is what your worth is to God that you believe in. Then it's really hard to get sucked in. That's why it's hard to understand by all these other things where people, but if you don't have a root, a grounding, if you don't have a tap root, if you don't have anything that says, I can go back and cross-reference myself and what I believe and feel and think and whatever. I feel a lot of things, but I have to go back to these few truths that I hold dear. And when I do that, that's what keeps you in reality. A lot of these people have no sense whatsoever of a grounding. They don't have any grounding. So,
Maybe they don't see value in themselves.
that
Maybe
all
like
could
they
be.
don't see that
Whatever the reason
they
is,
do has value.
that could be true. But whatever the reason is, they act like they act. It's because they don't have the ground. Because here's my point: is you can actually even believe three things. Let's say I am the King James version, and,
But I've seen
and hang on, let me
religious
finish here.
people get sucked into this too.
Hang on. So let's say you believe what I said exactly, but and the King James version, the what my self worth as a child of God, and the U.S. Constitution. Those are my truths that I come back to. Okay, so the other guy though, let's say there's another guy and he has three truths. They're different from mine, and I don't agree with them, but I still feel like that's a person in their mind is sane and grounded because they have things to go back to. Maybe it's their religion's different than mine, and they have a different country they live in, but you know what I'm saying? Like their rules are different, but yet they understand.
I have an
These are the
example.
things I base myself.
I have an
off
example for you.
of what?
Christian dating services. They're pushing these online too.
Yeah, a lot of
All
them are
right.
bullshit.
Well, it's like, okay, meet a good Christian girl.
Right.
And they show a picture of this girl with her nipples popping through a halter top.
Okay, why is that
And-
not Christian? Why can't you have good nipples and be a Christian?
I'm saying they're
I think a lot of Christian girls have great nipples.
Well, I'm sure they do.
Well,
but
bring
they're pushing that image as sexual arousal towards males.
Okay, fine.
And why does
Why
that?
can't Christians be aroused?
They can, but why do you make it part of that? Why do you have to make it a
Because it's
religious
a dating
thing?
service. Oh no, okay. You asked the right question.
Right.
The reason why is because you're sort of talking about two different things. I think you're talking about your perceived what
They're
a Christian
using
should be.
they're using
and then-
plastic fakeness to even push that.
Okay, you said so it's so. No, it's not.
No, they are pushing. They're pushing fake realities with a Christian spin, just the same
What
as
is-
the AI girl.
No, what is the fake reality they're pushing? For me to say, for me to say to you, hey, I've got a group of people that have been pre-screened, and from what they've told me, they have the same core beliefs: Jesus, God, Catholic, whatever, Pentecostal, whatever you are. We have these same beliefs. Now, that could be true, and people could. So, what's the problem? Like, why are you against that?
Because they're using a fake pretense.
What fake? Christian girls have
No,
nipples?
no, the image of that anime type girl, where the giant tits, the perfect body, and that is not real life. Not every
Could be. I married one just like it. I got
So
proven
very
on, baby. She's
few
hot.
people. I think my wife is very good looking
I don't know.
too.
It sounds like you,
But,
you find
you
a
know,
dating service.
I just think
I'm
that
being
I think
goofy.
they're using fake bullshit to push it, and it's the same thing. It's catfishing. It is a pretense for catfishing. These are not real services. These are not real Christian services. They could give a hoot about God. They don't care.
How do you know?
Let's find out. Let's find out.
No,
you know what? Let's do
Kevin,
let's
that's
do
a mean question.
Let's do some
that-
investigative
Kevin,
journalism.
you and I
here
both
find
know
out. We are going to.
We're never going to know.
We are going to know.
There's no way. Look,
We'll do it with the blessing of our wives. And it's like we are doing investigative journalism. We are going to prove that these women are full of shit. They're not real people, and it's a fake service.
Why are you so offended the name of God is mentioned in dating? I don't get it.
That's not why I'm offended. I'm not offended.
You are. You sound like you are because you're saying that
it's when you use fakeness to push it, and it's catfishing. It's catfishing for lonely men.
There's nothing catfished about saying this group here. The farmers
but
only.
They
hang
are
on, hang
catfishing.
On. Kevin, you don't know that.
I do, and we're gonna find out.
Kevin,
we're gonna find out.
We're
gonna do it. We're gonna find out.
Sometimes you're really impossible, dude.
I know. I'm always really impossible. What are you talking about?
But you understand that my arguments make sense, so you're gonna have to listen. You're like, no, I don't. As a matter of fact,
I understand there are Christian women out there that are gorgeous.
Okay.
In the
married one. Woo. My dad married one. My mom's beautiful, by the way.
And she can pour a concrete pad.
She can. Yeah, we actually poured it. It was like, so the funny thing on that. No, I can't because that's true. We got to finish this. All right. I'm going to make one final point, and I'm going to let you make your last point.
All right.
My point is there is nothing wrong, just like a United Negro College Fund. I know I'm going there, but I'm trying to make a point from one extreme to the other. That excludes certain people, and it says that there's a great situation here as long as you look like and believe like this sort of thing. Maybe not believe like. I'm going to redact that. As long as you look like this. That is no different at all than saying we have pre-screened people, and say I'm the dating service, and I say I pre-screen people, and they have all answered and said that they are Christian, and because to a lot of people, their faith matters. And so even though you're showing your nipples through your shirt or whatever, they're like, okay, that doesn't mean this girl doesn't have these values and things that I hold dear. So those people are pre-screened and put together, and you are angry about it. I don't get it.
The United Negro College Fund gives people money for college.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
like,
fair.
okay, they give
I
people money for
understand.
college. They're not out there trying to take money from you.
Well, no, they actually are.
I mean, they're donations, dude. I mean, yeah. I mean, they ask for donations. I get it.
You're like, I got to back it up. Okay, but look, it doesn't matter what service you're providing, I don't think, in this matter, or who you're selling to, whatever. My point is, it is reasonable and okay, I suppose, to segregate people and to sell services based upon what those segregated people are looking for. I think that's fair. I don't like it, but I think that if it's fair for all the other bullshit in the world, then it should be fair for Christians looking for Christians. Now,
what if that service is backed up by artificial intelligence and it's talking to you?
That's fine.
And taking people's money.
No. Now, if the girl is an artificial intelligent girl, but that's not what we're discussing here. We're discussing a service that puts two live people together when it comes to the Christian
Are
dating.
they live?
Well, I don't
or
know.
Are they artificial?
Well, if they're not, that changes the whole argument. I mean, I get that. Because no, you can't.
That's what I'm saying. Artificial intelligence is going to change the entire game, dude. They're going to be out there. These programs will be out there taking people's money and putting them into whatever, some offshore account.
Full circle.
And
let them do it.
No one
is
going to stop them.
Let them do it.
There are so many scammers out there right now, and no one is going to stop them.
Go for it.
You know why? Because it's like anything else. It's like anything else. They're going to catch one little fishy out of a whole sea, and the whole sea is out there doing it. There is no repercussions to scamming people on the internet. You just get away with it. And when they do get caught, slap on the hand, that's it. It's like almost like it's a financial crime. But if you stuck a gun in someone's face and you took their wallet,
stop it.
That's 25 years in prison.
You're being a goober.
But you're not going to go after that guy
that
stole millions of dollars from people by preying on them. That's different.
Absolutely. So, first of all, let's bring this down a notch. While we were discussing it, I said a few dismissive things, and that I want to get better at that. I did it just because I was feeling threatened by your argument.
Good.
So now let me get back to mine. Okay.
All right.
So do you remember last time you sent all those gift cards to that dude to buy the truck, and he promised you? I mean, just be honest. He promised you were going to get the sweet deal on the deal, or whatever.
Dude, that was Larry.
Okay. Hey, you know what? You just fell into the trap. So back up.
I'm trapped. Okay, what happened? All right.
My
Larry,
point-
okay, too good to be true, right?
Hang on.
The truck was too good to be true, right?
But the real one that happened, though, is when you were trying to buy those leads online, and that guy was like, hey, I'll give you more leads. And you did send that dude all those freaking Best Buy gift cards and stuff.
No, I did not.
True. You know why you didn't, Kevin?
Because I'm not silly.
Because you're not stupid. Okay.
But you know
Hey,
what?
What? No, it's my turn. My
Larry
time to
Larry was not stupid either.
Larry was fucking stupid right then.
Well, because he wanted to believe it.
Okay, and that's fair. Look, God bless Larry's soul. He's my friend, and right now he's looking down laughing. If he's doing anything at all, he's like, yeah, you know what, Gino, that was retarded. Because we tried to tell him.
We told
what
him.
are you
I
doing,
did. I was
dude?
sitting next to
I
him.
know.
My desk was
What?
right next to him, and I was
You're
like, dude, that is too good to be true.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
you know,
man.
the
Hey.
ad was like this, right? The ad was like this. It was
Tell
like,
me.
I'm a divorced lady.
Ah,
My
yes.
husband cheated
yes.
on me. He's
And
a
now
piece
I'm
of
mad.
shit. I'm going to sell
Yeah.
his truck for $2,500. There
you go. You're the only one I'm telling about this.
Sell me this truck for green dot cards, please.
Right. Green dots. That's what they were.
Yes.
Okay. So we got all that out of our system. God bless Larry. We all make mistakes.
Nicest guy in the world.
And that's unfortunate that, yeah. So anyway, I'm going to come full circle by saying, let all these scams happen. Let all the people not have any moral compass to lead them anywhere they want, whatever. It's not my fault. It's not your fault. If you're going to be preyed upon, there's all opportunity in the world for somebody to prey on me too, or you, or whoever, except for you're not stupid. So,
maybe they're just not selling you what you want.
I don't-
like, what if they were like, hey, man,
no,
I've got a 5-gallon bucket of deck screws for $25.
Right.
You want it?
Absolutely.
Just send me a green dot card.
Oh, no. See, that's where it broke down, because if you can bring them here or I can come there, I will give you $25. I'll give you $30 for the deck screws. But I'm just saying, I think there's enough self-preservation in the world. But the same reason why when I'm driving, you ever wonder this? You ever wonder why, if there's so much distrust and unfriendliness in the world or whatever, and everybody's so far against each other, you know what I mean? Like the world is everybody's against one man for himself. How do we drive that freaking close to each other at 80 miles an hour and 4,000-pound missiles, and nobody's just like, it doesn't happen. It's self-preservation.
It happens sometimes.
Look,
but
okay.
accidents happen. Accidents happen.
Accidents happen. But
But
generally,
when you talk about how many people are driving on the road every day, yes, it's a freaking miracle.
and if I wanted to, though, I could be like, you know what? Quick right. That's all it takes. Like this. I could be frail and dying and be able to go like that and screw the other guy next to me, whatever. You don't, because self-preservation with normal thinking people prevails 99% of the time. That's what I have to believe in as far as that stuff goes. So we got to move on.
Right.
All right. Good argument. That was fun.
Yeah.
I hope you're not demoralized. And feeling
Speaking
terrible
about, I
yourself.
mean,
please don't cry
when it
yourself
comes to
sleep.
why don't
Kevin's
we do
gonna
that?
cry himself to sleep.
Why don't we do that? I mean, because like
Bingo.
I drive cars that I don't care about. Well, not completely out of choice, but like I drive cars that I don't care about, and I am not afraid to drive that thing up someone's ass.
This guy refuses to give in.
Yeah.
It's relentless.
Yeah.
No, what? So you're right. You do drive cars that are.
I drive beaters for a reason because I
you
shop
don't
at
drive beaters. Your wife drives a. How many screens are in it? Shut up.
I know.
dude.
Well,
Shut
that's
up.
why my wife.
Just stop.
But okay, my
I
wife
drive a
drives.
beater.
Of course, my wife drives
Yeah.
the nicer car. You gonna tell me I don't drive a beater? My car's not a beater. My 2004 Ford Explorer XLT is not
Dude.
a beater.
I'll admit it.
Why? Just because it has a big old screen in the center?
Let me know when I'm able to talk.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Is it time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I'll admit your 04 is a beater as soon as you make it clear that my car is 4 years older than yours.
Tell people about your car because that's really unusual. I mean, I think you had like $7,000 on the clock
It's got 11,000 miles on it
right now.
right now. Yeah, I drive it every day though.
But you bought it with 7 on the clock.
7,000 on it. Yeah. It's a true story. But, so here's the thing, though.
No, tell people about your
I
car.
ain't telling nobody about my car. I'm trying to make a point. And
Okay.
if I explain it well, it's going to ruin my point.
Okay.
That your car's a beater compared to mine.
But it is.
No, it's not. Actually, you know what? It is. But it's not a beater in general. I just happen to have that awesome of a car.
That's true.
And you have a champagne-colored 2004 Ford Explorer. Let me explain it.
It's the old
with
people
leather
color, too.
interior,
All right.
tinted windows, four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Screens in the back for the kid. You've got two 15-inch subs in that thing.
No, I
You've
do
got
not.
an Exelon head unit. You're sitting there on ostrich dashboard, man. The thing's double-stitched, talking like big-timers, living like big and rich. And now you're going to be like, no, your headliner's suede, bro.
Man, I'm just trying to be...
Your headliner's suede.
They call me Lil Gucci.
They did know you little frisbee. Kevin's little
Listen,
frisbee.
I actually do love my car very much.
You should.
I know I call it a beater. I do love it very much, but I love beaters because I like to be able... It's not about the car. It's what I can do with it.
Right.
Right? Like, I'm not a... Dude, you show me a big muddy hill, and I'm like, hell yes.
Bring it.
That is called fun.
You show me a 90-degree turn with some good asphalt and the tires that grip just right, and I'll show you fun sideways.
And you know what? It makes me a nicer person to have that crappy car, too, because when someone swings open their door in the Walmart parking lot, they hit my car.
I'll punch you in the throat. If
I
you hit
just
mine.
roll down my window, and I'm like, it's all good, man. No worries. I'm cool. I don't care. There's already dents in the car. I don't give a shit. I'm like,
It's
all right.
actually not. You're making it sound like it's beat. The car's not beat. And-
Yeah, but it's champagne, so when it gets a little
Hey,
dent, you
I
don't
had
even
a
notice it.
Champagne
Man.
Pathfinder, and that thing was tough as nails.
You know why champagne cars are cheaper?
I do. Old people will.
Because only old people buy that.
Champagne.
Only
and
old
even
people
saying
buy that.
champagnes, so you don't have to painfully say it's gold.
It's tan.
it's tan.
Yeah.
Right. It's beige.
Yeah, no one wants that color. I actually
It's shiny beige.
remember. Did you see me looking at that tan Lexus or gold or whatever you want to call it? I was like, man, I could own this Lexus for. It's because no one wants that freaking color.
I think the
man.
last one you were talking about was the Bentley. Freaking
Oh yes, I want a Bentley Arnage.
Arnage. Yeah.
I want a Bentley Arnage, and you got.
I was blown away.
That fucking car's dope.
Hey, you got to reel it in, man. We got kids watching.
No, we don't.
So no, that car is dope, and the idea of throwing an LS1 in it and calling it a day
Yeah.
is within reason for a lot of good old boys with a garage and a lift. I mean, it really is. Like if you could do that and drive around in a Bentley Arnage. And the beautiful thing that's really all that's beautiful, but this is super beautiful. It don't matter if it's 10, 15 years old. Nobody around here, nobody anywhere knows how the models.
It's a Bentley.
How many Bentley Arnages has anyone seen? So as far
It
as
is a
they
Bentley.
know, if it's shiny, oh damn, that's brand new.
Man,
you
it's
know?
like-
it's pretty cool if you're trying to pose.
It's like a Chrysler 300,
Yeah.
10 times cooler.
It's like the guy with the skateboard who can't do an ollie. Remember the ollies?
Yeah. A Bentley
I could never do an ollie.
is a Bentley. You can't. I mean, you're talking about
They're
a car
stupid,
that took
but-
14 months to build.
They're dumb as hell, but they're cool.
What is cool about the Arnage is that
It's dumb.
it has a GM transmission
Mhm.
that can be
Oh!
easily mated.
Yeah, we figured out it's 4L80 or 60E. Yeah, I remember. We looked
Right.
it up. It literally is legit a GM
It
transmission.
is the same transmission you find in a Chevy Silverado.
Well, used to. Now they got them 4-cylinders and everything.
And I think that was a knock. I think it was a knock at the old man, wasn't it?
My
His
dad's
4-cylinder truck.
Dad's got a gay one.
Oh boy. But anyway,
Ding, 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 ding.
Hang on.
can-
Hang on.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding.
Sounds like Silverado. Sounds like Gene Coleman Silverado.
Ding, ding.
Is that Dinger?
Ding, 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 ding.
Is that a chainsaw? Oh, wait. Is it? Wait, hang on.
are you done messing with
Hang
the
on.
old man?
Hang on. What's the sound of that? Oh, that sounds like a Hemi V8. Could that be my son's wife driving? Hang on. Let me rev my engine.
Ding, 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 ding.
Anyway, yes.
Okay, I'm done.
My next car might
That
be
was good times.
My next car might actually be a
Ooh, yeah.
Bentley.
Arnage.
My next car might very well be a Bentley Arnage.
Tell me what your. Let's say that is true, and I know your cash reserve situation. You're doing all right. See, that can happen. But what engine would that? So are we talking about how much would you have invested in the entire Arnott? Say you had unlimited funds.
Just
tomorrow,
go buy the car.
LS1, buy the car, do whatever. How much are you going to have in an LS1 powered Bentley Arnott after?
Well, first of all, I'm going to buy the car with the
You don't have to tell me the process.
the Volkswagen sourced V8. It's called the W8.
Right. Sell that to the local scrapyard.
It's a very
gay engine.
no. It's
Super
not.
gay.
It's not. It's a twin turbocharged. It's
Right.
a large twin turbocharged V8.
I've never seen one in a Camaro. It's stupid.
It bumps.
Well,
okay.
it might, but I've never seen one in a Camaro.
But so at first, you get it with that engine. You drive that engine till it goes bad. Then you drop your LS in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You got a never-ending Bentley. You do not expect a Bentley engine to run for. You're not going to get 150,000 miles out of the car until you drop that LS in there.
Okay, how much are you going to spend on the Bentley?
$30,000. You can get this Bentley.
Are you kidding me?
And I'm
dude?
killing you.
Stop it.
And
You're
no.
full of it. You're
Get
not buying
get
a
up,
Bentley for 30 grand.
Get up out there on eBay right now. Look up Bentley Arnage and tell me what you find. In
No,
between
it's
$30,000
too
and
high. I like messing with it.
$35,000.
I've looked at it. You're right.
Yes, we're talking cars that have 15, 20, 30,000 miles on them.
Here's what I
Nothing.
wonder. So if that's true, and I know it is because you brought this up, I looked at it. I was like, that is crazy, blowing me away. But then I think back and I go, okay, well, wait a minute though. No, nothing is selling for less than it's worth. It just doesn't. Things sell for what they're worth. So why is that car so devalued?
Because
dude?
people see Bentley and they don't want to touch a used. Who wants to touch a used Bentley? Just like when you see,
I'll rub all over you.
when you
Bentley. I don't
see
care.
a 500 SEL used.
What's
You
that?
know that it's a
Mercedes?
Mercedes Benz. You know that.
They don't even.
You know
make
what?
an
You know
SEL.
that you can't afford. Maybe you can afford the car.
Mercedes doesn't make.
Maybe
an
you
SEL.
can afford the car, but you can't afford to upkeep it.
You pointing at me because
Not you. I'm not pointing at anybody. I'm saying like people
You know
buy the
what?
car.
You know what, Kevin?
People
I
buy the
can't.
car not thinking that. I know you wanted to buy that Mercedes. I know you wanted that big body Benz.
It wasn't the big. I do love the big body Benz.
Will it make to an LS1
You know what?
with ease?
Here's the car. When we're talking about this, I wish I would not have got rid of. And if Terry Anderson still has it, I would like to buy it back. It was a 1992 Fleetwood Brougham. Had the 350 in it. Now listen, hang on.
Terry?
92. This was maybe it was 91. Doggone it. But it was the last year for that style. Big boy car. Okay. Big boy car. We called it Brother Brougham. Like it was a Baptist minister, right? This thing, now it's just been 4 or 5 years ago. I had it. What was neat about
That
it?
blue one in the garage?
Yes. Bro.
You wish you had it back and you sold it?
It happens, man. Sometimes you got to feed babies. We needed formula.
Yeah, I never saw
Hey,
you drive that damn car
Look,
once.
I did. Here's the thing, though, because it didn't make it any less cool. Here's the reason why it was neat. That car, in its time in history, it was called the Cowboy Cadillac because it pulled the most weight behind it as any of their trucks at the time. So GMC, Chevy, whatever, they didn't have a half ton. They had 3/4 tons, but their half ton trucks were weaker than their Cadillac of that year. So if you wanted to pull a trailer, a horse trailer, whatever, you'd see them all over Texas, whatever. These guys were actually buying these Cadillacs to pull the freaking trailer because the truck Chevy was producing was too gay.
Wow.
That's true story. That's why I would love to have that and put an LS in it. That'd be all right, dog.
All right.
Yeah. So I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Man, this has been a minute.
It has.
So
I enjoy talking to you, man. We have fun.
Yeah, it is fun. It is fun. Let me see if Cotton's available. Cotton being dad. Kevin's the one that named him Cotton. I always called him a spark plug.
Well, yeah.
Let's see here. So I'm going to. Do I just call out? What do I do to try to get a hold of him? Hang on, everybody. Hang with me. Daddy-o. Pull it up. Daddy-o, mommy-o. There are some really cool grant things, too, I want to talk. We might not get to it to the show, but the next one about, we were talking about it earlier, about folks that might need a hand that live in rural areas, fixing up their home, maybe they're low income, what have you. Been really delving into these grants that are available right now. And anyway, next time I want to talk about that. See if we can help somebody out. But for now, Daddy-o, here we go. And Roadcaster Pro. Hello?
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hey!
Hello.
You're on
Hey,
the
what?
you're on the air, homeboy. What are you doing right now?
Hey, let's do this,
Whoa,
man.
hey, first of all, take a breath. You got to calm down. It's really loud.
I'm calming down.
All right, take a breath. What are you doing at this exact moment? And I don't even know what you're wearing.
At this exact moment, I am sweeping my floor at Safe Hall.
Okay, so you're at St. Paul and Herculaneum.
Hard at work.
Absolutely. By the way,
No, sir. I'm at
8:30.
work.
it's Kevin and Gene from the C4 studios. So
I am not hard at work. I am at work.
All right.
Are you hard at work or hardly working?
I love my job and what I do.
I imagine you do.
You know what?
Oh.
Even janitors have a place in society. You know that, right?
Janitor, would you stop? You are not a janitor. You are a well-paid businessman who happens to know the janitorial business.
There you go, buddy. I like that.
I do too.
I like that. I'm a Fred.
You are a Fred. See, I knew we were going to go to Fred immediately.
You've got to explain Fred to me.
well,
Hang on.
hang
on. We're not ready for Fred. I have two more questions about your immediate area. So, what car are you looking at right now that is the coolest? Like, so you're in a showroom. I want to know what car would you take home right now if, say, Joe Clemens, Larry Sapal was there and said, you know what, Gene, you take that home, whatever car you want. Which one are you driving home?
I would take the new 2023 Camaro LS1 or LZ1, whatever that is.
Yeah, I get it. All the letters, but it's bad to the bone, right?
Well, it's got the twin turbo on, and I like that.
Is it a 4-cylinder like your truck?
It is not. It is not.
Sorry.
That's okay, but that's okay. That's okay.
Hey, I know, I get it. The new generation. Here I am, the younger guy making fun of the cool new tech stuff. You already figured it out. You're the one that understood that a 4-cylinder truck is cool.
But here's the thing:
it has
you haven't
turbos.
said it was a turbo. You haven't said that.
What, turbo? No, it's a 4-cylinder turbo. Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
Like
and
Fast and Furious.
It's running as much horsepower as my 5.3 did.
I mean, that's what they tell you. I get it, but hey.
Okay. Let's get to the program.
All right, let's move on. I know. I had to razz you because it's what we do. So, let's talk about Fred.
Who is
Let's
Fred?
talk about him.
We got 3 minutes. We need you to put it in 3 minutes.
Okay. Fred is that individual that goes beyond the normal call
Okay.
of his work
I feel like Fred.
or life.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm thinking about our family. We are all Freds in our family.
How come
We solve problems before we even get to it.
So how come
That's a Fred.
how come Fred? Like, is this the book? Is this a realization, or do you know a guy named Fred? Like,
No,
what is-
Joe Clemens, the general manager up there at Safehold, gave me a book. It's called The Fred Factor.
Okay.
And it's a very small book, maybe 70 pages, maybe at the most. But in that book, it is packed with over and beyond achievers
Okay.
that goes beyond the ordinary.
All right.
You sell a home, for instance. Let's go beyond selling a home.
Right.
Let's bring these people out to dinner and tell them that we appreciate what they have just done for us. Not what we've done for them, but what they've done for us.
Servant mentality.
Okay. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Exactly.
I like Fred.
Uh-huh.
Fred's a servant.
Okay. You see, it all started with a gentleman that wrote the book,
Named Fred.
moved to New York City. He moved to New York City. And the postman came by his home and knocked on his door and said, "Hi, my name is Fred. I just want to introduce myself as your postman. I will be taking care of your mail on a daily basis. If you're out of town, let me know. I'm going to hold your mail until you arrive."
All right.
And he just went beyond that. And a little shoe shine boy in Chicago, I think it was, where he was shining his shoes. He said, "Sir, your shoelaces seem to be loose. Let me tie them for you." He tied them a little tighter than they were on his feet.
Okay.
And it's like, let's go beyond what we normally do in life to make people's life better.
Okay.
So that's where Fred all came in at. I'm intrigued with the book.
I like that.
You know, I think that it resonates because you already do that in life.
Amen.
I think you are Fred.
Absolutely.
I do. I do believe
Absolutely.
my dad's Fred.
And I think that
that's what I said.
you've imparted that in your son, and he's imparted that on me.
Stop
even
it, Kevin.
as a
You're
realtor.
being so nice.
No, it's true. I mean,
No,
he's
no,
imparted.
you're
He's imparted that to me in my training as a realtor right from the beginning, and I'm not new. This has been a long time in the making, and I make it a part of my business to really. I think we all do to go above
That's
and
true.
beyond.
And-
We've done so many things that we can't even really count. Going above and beyond that is so beyond the scope of a realtor or in lender or in the
True.
or in a lender's case for Gene. That it's just
Yeah.
kind of the way we do things around here.
Let me tell you
Yeah.
real quick a little story about the Fred. Thank you, Kevin. Number one, that was super nice, man. But I can't disagree with you. I think a lot of this around here is built on, hey, man, those people need a driveway. We're going to pour it. We're not going to worry about it. We're going to like what?
There you go.
You know, this kind of stuff.
There you
But
go.
here, what I want to say to just to kind of recap all this and bring it full circle is. I grew up with a very interesting upbringing, I think, and it wasn't one that was based in just a general idea that says either 4 years of college or you're useless. It wasn't one that said, well, you become a carpenter. It was just this like, no, you hustle, like figure it out. And one of the coolest things I remember from that beginning was G&S Enterprises. G&S Enterprises. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm not terribly wrong because this all happened at some point, but G&S Enterprises started, I remember cleaning S.G. Adams carpet, that they were a stationary supplier. We'd go to the malls, whatever, so we had these contracts, but none of those for carpet cleaning were available until G&S Enterprises, Gene and Susie, Super Sue,
Right.
the Camaro, right? Remember? Started with a bad check to the rug doctor people, dude. No, listen, hang on.
It wasn't a bad check.
How could it was Dad? You didn't have the money. Hang on.
But I told the man.
I know
in
you
30
did.
days,
My point.
I will have your money. Okay.
Let me finish the story.
Yeah.
That is my
Go ahead,
point. Whether your personal guarantee was good, and we all know it was made good, but at the time it was a bad check. It was a leap of faith. It was I want to take care of people better than anybody else, and I'm so confident I can do it. I'm going to risk going to prison for a felony. I'm going to write a several $1,000 at the time bad check to the rug doctor plant in Fenton, and I'm going to make the money in the meantime because I got 45 days to hustle before they really come at me. True story, dude. Yeah. Made the money, paid the check off, whatever, and began making a living for their family. So that's where Fred Factor started with you, I think.
Well, but remember, I was with American Express.
I do,
time.
yeah, absolutely. You had the
And
Mazda bomber.
Your mom was in the nursing field.
Yeah.
She took care of an
Stones,
older lady.
the rich people in
in
Ladue. Yeah.
She came in one night and she said, "How many people do you have in your account?" I said, "I've got 150 in the St. Louis area." And
This
what
is
we did is
interesting. I
that
don't
we
remember
took
this.
we took the American Express card and we would go in and we would negotiate the rate at that time
Right.
that they had at the restaurant. Like they were paying 3.9. They go, "I don't want it no more." You go, "Okay, listen, I could knock it down to 3.2. How's that?"
Okay,
So
right.
we would that was my business. And your mom came in one night and she goes, "Hey, how many people do you have?" I got about 150 people on my that I see on a weekly basis or monthly. I forget what it was.
Oh.
She said, "Can you get me a printout?" I go, "What do you want? What do you want that for?" She goes, "I want to start a cleaning company." I go,
Dude.
"Mom, you're
Whoa.
you're-
Hey,
you're-
I did not. This is new to me. I didn't know that. I
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
know that
yeah,
Mom
yeah.
literally was the one that said, "Hey, let's
Yeah.
do something bigger and better."
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
pretty cool. So Mom is the one writing
Yeah.
bad
Now,
checks.
now listen to this. So the first job we ever did with that carpet cleaner was Weatherby Kaiser Shoe Store in South County Mall.
Okay.
That had white carpet. And Mom went in there, and said, has anybody approached you and cleaned your carpet? They go, no. She said, this is what we do. We are a carpet cleaning company. We were not at that time. We were just two individuals that wanted to clean carpet. We had no idea except my research.
You fake it
how
till
to
you
clean
make
It's
it.
this
pretty
carpet.
cool, dude.
That's how you got to do it.
It was white. It was white, and it was waving on it. Well, as a housewife, she knew that if we used hot water, and at that time the new bleach come out. What is it called that you could that it was like you could put it in colors or something like that.
I
forget
got
what
you.
it was. But anyway,
OxyClean or
Yeah, I got you. So
whatever
there
it
was
But
different
anyway,
cleaner. Yeah.
she took hot water and this bleach and some chemical we got from Rug Doctor and mixed them together and cleaned that carpet, not knowing how this thing was going to come out.
Just took
The
a shot.
next day we walked in. And that thing was as tight as you can, as
That's
if
pretty
somebody was just put it in. And the guy says, "You've got my business. Let me make a call." Whoa. Let me go back to this. Your mom said, if I clean your business and it comes out, will you give me the contract all over St. Louis? He says, I guarantee it. So we walked in that day, and the guy goes, "You not only got mine, but you've got 10 other shoe companies in St. Louis."
And American business
The
begins.
first month we
That's
made
gorgeous.
$3,500,
And that
the
was
first
big
month.
time in 85,
In
86.
Right,
19
right. Heck yeah.
Good
Yeah.
Lord, in 1981.
Yeah,
I
no, it
would
was-
say,
yeah.
that's like big. So we paid $1,800 to Rug Doctor, and I forget what it was. I forget a few hundred per chemical,
Chemicals
and
and whatnot.
we netted maybe 1,500 that, and then remember when we went to.
I remember
real
I had
quick.
new Nikes at that time. I had Pro Wings before. This was a change
Yeah,
for
but
me
remember
too,
when
baby.
we went to. Remember when we walked into Crown Shoe Company.
Yeah.
Crown Shoe Company on it was in South County, and we asked them who did their floor,
Yeah.
tile floor.
You didn't do
They
floors.
said, well, absolutely. They said, well, right now we got nobody. I said, well, this is what we do.
Yeah.
So we,
Again,
and
the
we
story
went-
remembers you didn't do, but you did.
we
And,
did
and,
it, yeah.
and I
So
could
we-
take it from
so we-
there and say, I remember the window cleaning. I remember all
Yeah,
of that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
the point is, we got to unfortunately cut a little bit short, but the point
ahead.
is that these are stories that people think are unsurmountable, but for real, I lived through it. The man on the phone's telling you it's true. And these are none of the people in this story came from big money.
If you
Any
say
money.
it's what you do and you
It's
do
what
it, you
Right.
do it, it is what you do.
And that Fred mentality carries it carries on through.
Heck yeah, Fred.
It makes a unique person out of the children that watched it.
Well, like like you guys, you
I
guys
know.
have got opportunities. You guys have got opportunities to bless people, unbelievable. And so that's what we do. That's what we do. Real
Amen.
quick, the other day I went into
Yeah.
QT.
Real
Two
quick,
police
like,
officers in there. Real quick.
Yeah.
Went in there to QT. Two police officers in there. They went up to the counter. I said, whoa. You do not buy your dinner if I'm here. They said, no, we buy. I said, no. If I'm around, first responders will not pay for their dinner.
okay.
So I paid for whatever. I think it comes to $9 or something. That's what Fred does.
Well, that is the only place where I have to disagree.
Okay.
I don't think I'd pay for first responders.
He's
They
not
make
even
a
going to
pretty
argue
good
with it. He's just like,
I'm
okay.
just joking.
He's like,
Dad.
okay.
I think that's awesome. For real. Obviously, I'm kidding, but those are great stories, and they're not just stories. They're actually, I call it true American grit. It's like when you come from oats and grits and clay, mud, and sand and whatever. There's not a whole lot that's going to surprise you or take you over in life that you can't get through. And people that wrote a bad check to be able to supply for their family better than before, knowing that they'd make it good because their word was what it was. God bless all that. I mean, that's amazing. These are cool stories, and they're true.
And why do you think one janitorial company has been at Safe Hall for 34 years?
Fred Factor.
Why do you think that?
Fred Factor.
It's a Fred Factor.
Amen.
Call Joe.
Right on.
Joe said the other day
Hey.
in closing. Joe said the other day. He said,
You
"Gene,
know
if
he's a
another
preacher when he
janitorial-"
says in closing.
Yeah, that's for sure. But listen, Joe said the other day. He said, Gene, if another janitorial company comes in my office, I'll send him right back out. How's that?
There you go.
That's fine with me.
Hey,
No.
Yeah,
hey
so-
do you remember what I told you earlier about Craig Huffman, old Craig's Roofing? And I've got other friends that do great jobs too, but for the particular situation we're talking about, that's the way I feel about
Yeah.
that guy as well. And they're out there. So right on, man. Very, very, very cool. Great talking to you, Dad. We got to get off the line here, but love you, and we'll be in touch. Okay?
Hey, now if you want your podcast to grow, let me know. I'll come up and help you guys.
Of course. Yeah, because if we want more than the 4 people listening now,
Absolutely.
hey,
I'm just telling you.
we'll
You're a bunch
look
of
you up,
losers.
Fred.
Anyway,
We'll look you up, Fred.
all right.
All Right.
Hey, listen.
Love you. Hey, how's that? Is that
don't worry
truck?
about my-
Is that truck getting good gas mileage? I imagine it probably just sips gas on the way up here.
At this present time, I'm looking at 21.7, and I got 5,000 miles on it.
Wow.
Hmm.
And you've got
a
half the
full-size pickup
cylinders.
truck.
You've got half of what you had, so that's good.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, that. You keep saying that, Gene, like you really want one, but that's fine.
Oh, yeah, I do. Honestly, I do. I do. I get you. Got me. You got me. Hey, love you. We'll talk to you soon. Love you, Dad. Bye.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, man. Go above and beyond in whatever you
real.
do, and you're sure to have success. It won't kill you, man.
Oh, you're having a bad day? Did you die?
Did you die? Hey,
It won't kill you.
next time we're going to talk about some cool stories about Jefferson County. We're going to address a few other things, but for now, I guess we're.
You know what? Let's get some people in here too. I
Yeah.
want to get some extra. I don't know, just some extra heads in here to talk about their stories in Jefferson County too, because, man, this place was awesome.
Dude, this place is awesome.
Well, it was even
here-
more awesome
the
in
mo-
the 80s and 90s.
It was. But
Everything was. It doesn't matter where you were.
My Morris Mill Motel story, everyone has to understand is coming, and this predates America being America, this structure. That's how cool it is, and it's standing just a mile or two away with a history you cannot even imagine.
I can't wait to hear.
All right, well, it's on.
Yeah. All right, man.
Time,
Hey,
love your
well,
story.
I appreciate you guys listening to us more than you know. We really appreciate all the listeners out there. If you have any show ideas you want to throw at us, please, man, hit us up. If you want to be on the show, if you have an interesting experience that you want to tell us about,
Please.
we want to hear
Let's
it.
just talk.
We just want to talk, man. That's all we want to do.
You don't even have to be a Fred.
You don't have to be a Fred. You can be a Nate
You could be a Fred or a Nate
or a
G-Dog,
Robert or
Martell,
yeah,
Schwanze,
Chauncey.
Fonte. You could be a
Whoever you are.
I get it.
Call us and tell us your story.
All right, cool. Well,
All right, man.
Let's hit it. I don't know what hit it means. We're up.
Later.